Going into 2024, Vancer making a resurgence to once again try to take over the peripheral scene was not on my bingo card.
You think I'm scared of death? I've done it a million times.
Hello everyone, my name is Wolf, and today we'll be reviewing my favorite mouse of 2024, the Vancer Groove. I do want to give a quick disclaimer that the Vancer did send this mouse out for review, but that does no way, shape, or form changes my opinion on this mouse or influence it in any way. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion on this mouse. If you do not agree with my opinion, that is perfectly fine. We are all entitled to our own opinion. The first thing that's obviously presented to you is the box. The box sports a beautiful burgundy color on the front with the Vancer logo, as well as a little top-down picture of the groove itself. The box does have these engravings of dragon scales to represent the year of the dragon. The back of the box continues the theme of the dragon scales, but this time the color is black, and it does tell you a bit of information about the mouse. Examples being the 2.4G wireless, the PMW 3395 sensor, the dongle, and the weight of the mouse. Inside the box, you get your user manual, your dongle, your mouse, obviously, some grips, and some replacement skates that I'm probably never going to use, as well as a braided USB Type-C cable that I, for some reason, did not put in lineup. Before we get into the mouse, I actually want to start off with their 4K dongle. The dongle is a standard looking dongle with a small LED screen on the front that tells you your DPI, pulling rate, if motion sync is on or off, your liftoff distance, and whether 2.4G is on, as well as your battery life. There is still currently no web-based or downloadable software, to my knowledge, to change the settings. So you do have to change the settings by clicking the DPI button on the very top and the pulling rate button on the bottom of the mouse. There's also combos that you could do to change the liftoff distance and other settings themselves. The mouse itself is a very symmetrical shape, with the dimensions being 125 millimeters long, 65 millimeters wide, and 38 millimeters tall. The most comparable in shape to the groove is the Wise Owl Cloud, the cloud being a bit wider and bulkier due to the fact that the sides of the groove curve in very deeply, giving it almost like an hourglass shape. But the two are very close in the weight, even with the groove being advertised as 47 plus or minus 2, give or take. That's what it says on the box. For example, the groove actually comes in at around 51 grams with grips and 5 dot skates that I have on it. When using the mouse, I actually felt like the mouse was a little bit too slender. I would more prefer it to be a tiny bit bulkier, well, wider, just like how the Wise Owl Cloud is, but that's just my personal preference. All in all, the mouse did feel great in my hands. The mouse is a large mouse, which I just love since I have very large hands. I'm finally able to use a mouse with all different grip types without an issue. But if you do have small to medium sized hands, you might have a problem finger tipping or claw gripping the mouse itself. To quickly cover the coating and the grips, the coating on the mouse wasn't too bad. Certainly better than coating on a ULX or a Superlight in my opinion, but it still has its own flaws. So I've been using the provided grips. Grips themselves are very nice and textured with indents of different card types that Vancer loves using in some way, going back to their very first flagship mouse, to where the holes was various spades, diamonds, hearts, clubs, things of that nature. The mouse 1 and mouse 2 on my copy was very snappy with a bit of pre-travel, but in my opinion, a little bit too much post-travel that feels somewhat awkward in certain situations when playing games like Fortnite, where I spam clicks to either edit or build. Here is the sound of the M1 and M2. As well as the side buttons. Talking about the side buttons on the mouse is probably my least favorite part about the whole mouse, due to the fact that I feel like the side buttons are way too far up and not nearly as big enough or wide enough to comfortably click when I need to. And since I am someone who uses both side buttons for binds while playing games to have more optimal key binds for myself with how I grip my mouse, having to slide my thumb up is very uncomfortable for me to be able to click my side buttons on this mouse. If the side buttons was just a tiny bit wider, like how the ULX is, if you guys can see, the ULX is just a tiny bit wider, so I can comfortably grip my mouse and have my thumb right underneath my side buttons. But I just can't do that on the groove, because if I try to hold the groove right on top of, well, right under the side buttons, I feel like that my mouse is about to just fall out of my hand and I have to def grip it. Moving on to the scroll wheel. Scroll is very nice. It's smooth. It has very good indication points each scroll to indicate when an actual scroll is completed. The middle mouse click is very nice, but there is a problem where I feel like the middle mouse click is a little bit too firm and you have to put too much pressure when clicking into the middle mouse click, and you'll end up scrolling whether up or down, and that's just not that big of a deal to me because my middle mouse click is ping, so I don't go for it as much. But I know some people might use their middle mouse click for some other binds, and yeah, it just needs to be lighter. To quickly cover battery life, I've been using the mouse on 4K non-stop with very prolonged use, and for me, I don't really have to worry about charging it. Or, well, start off, if I have it on max and I charge it to max, I probably won't have to worry about charging it again probably for the next 2.5 days till I really need to charge it again. That's pretty much it. Internals of mice aren't my forte. I can't stay much on that topic. Last thing I would need to cover would be the default skates. The default skates are just bad. I wouldn't use them. Don't use them. I struggled to stay on the default skates for more than a week till I swapped them for dots, and I'll probably never use the replacements. So yeah, all in all, if I was rating this mouse like I were to rate a book, being 0 to 5 stars, I would give this mouse 3.5 stars. I really enjoy the mouse. Just the post travel on the clicks, the middle mouse button, and just how narrow the mouse felt sometimes to me, even though it took up the majority of my hand. It was just sometimes too uncomfortable depending on my grip style. So I can't give this a 4 or 5 in my opinion, but I do love this mouse. Thank you again to Vancer for sending this mouse out. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate you guys watching this video. This is my very first mouse review. I probably recorded this multiple times, but I wanted to get it down and wanted a format that I feel somewhat okay with. Thank you for watching. My name is Wolf. Peace.